I'm Sarah. I am the newest recruit to Greenacre. They've got me here on, as a TAC, which is a talent acquisition consultant. Before that, I was working as a musical theatre actress, so very different. I trained at a place called the Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts, so I was given my degree by Paul McCartney. I also got the Ensemble Award for acting when I was there, so Paul gave me a cheque, which I wish I hadn't cashed because it'd be worth a lot more now than the money that he gave me. And then I graduated and had a 12-year career where I was in Mamma Mia on board cruise ships. So I went around the Caribbean and around the Mediterranean. I've done lots of panto around the country. And it just got to a point where I was ready for something a bit more stable, ready to settle down. But it was definitely a very interesting career that's led me to this point. Paul McCartney's advice on graduation was always bring biscuits. So if anyone needs advice from one of the Beatles, that's what you need. For me, joining Greenacre, it just came at the right time. So I fired off emails to a few different people, and actually one of the big selling points was Garry. So that's my team leader and how he brought me on. The conversation was really honest and really open from both sides, which was so helpful for me because I knew exactly kind of what I was stepping into, even though I had no idea of the sector or really of the role. But it was very much, does it fit with you? Are you happy with this? And also coming into the business, I've been here such a short time, but they do seem to really live by the values that Garry kind of gave to me, which is that honesty, a lot of integrity, and really valuing each member of the team for who they are. But the reason I came in is Garry sold it quite highly as such a great place to work, and it's a 5-minute walk from my house. So my commute is nothing. I'm warm, both in temperature and in temperament. But no, I think I'm quite inviting in that sense. Funny. I like to think I'm funny and I tell a good story. And loyal. I think I'm very loyal to friends and family and the commitments that I make. From the pandemic, I've learnt to listen to myself a bit more when things are maybe too much, be more aware of burnout. Because I think before we were all go all of the time, and it was always hustling in whatever form that was. For me, it was obviously a very different industry, but listening and taking time to relax and maybe find hobbies again and actually go for a walk. One of the things I still do a lot is go for that hour-long walk that I would never have done in my early 20s, but then it was mandated by the government that I could do one, and all of a sudden it was all I wanted to do. So I've quite often in the morning I'll make a coffee at home and go for a walk around some of the lovely hills that we have here before coming to the office, because it really helps centre me. So kind of nature and time, I think, are the things that I've learned to value a bit more from the pandemic. Energised. And that's not the word I thought I was going to say, but I think there's been, for me, the whole deciding not to be an actor, one was a very big choice. And there was a lot of, being completely honest, fear that came with that because it was so much a part of my identity and I didn't know what was next. And I think finding my role here and settling back in Hitchin, I feel like I'm finding my feet a bit more, and I feel like there's almost a clearer path for me again, and that feels quite exciting. It's funny because when you ask me that, I tend to go through the places that I used to dock on the ship. Because one of the things about being on a ship is you never get to see somewhere at night. So you get a few hours in the day and then you go. So there's all these beautiful places that I just love to go out dancing or go for dinner. And a lot of them are in Italy. So I'd love to be somewhere on the edge of a little island, having far too much pizza and other carbs. Yeah, with my boyfriend, it'd be lovely. If I could be one animal, so not what I think I am, what I would like to be. I love otters. Otters are my favourite animals. And I think one of the things I like about them is they've got the tiniest little hands and they squeak. It's really high squeak, but they also keep their favourite stone in a pocket, and I'm a bit of a collector. So I think that's why I'd be an otter. Okay, my best dad joke. I've got one about construction, but I'm still working on it.